So we got through day 24 of accepting every order on DoorDash, and it got pretty bad, at least for a while. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the orders. So we started our day right at 9:19 a.m. and it was a short day as I had to do some stuff in real life and I had to end at around about 4 o'clock or so. Anyways, we got our first order at 9:35. Raw there, it was 8.8 miles for $9. Technically, it was 8.8 miles. Sorry about the car. We had a decent amount to go to the store, and I had to go that way anyways. So it was more like 4 miles or so from the store. So, but then 4 miles back. So a total of like 15 miles for $9. But still, I considered a success on this one. We got the order at 9:35. We dropped it off at 9:51. And from when we started, 33 minutes to make that $9. So not a terrible start. And it was $5 base pay, $4, as you can see there. And then we saw a few orders on Instacart, which I really didn't want to go up to Tumwater when I was down. I guess it would have probably kind of been worth it, but not. There's Costco in there. That's 2 different shopping orders. 12.8 miles for 32 items on that one. The other one, if I was in Chehalis, is kind of worth it. 4 items for 7.3 miles, $10.98. That was a good 10 miles plus from the store, so I didn't really want to take that one. Anyways, we got this one, $1.75 for 5.5 miles. And it was going back up. Just got down there and they're like, nope, you got to go back up there. So we got that order. And then we saw this order in between, technically better than what we got on Uber Eats, 5.3 miles for $11.45. Not really a bad order, but I didn't want to drop the one I was on. Anyways, we dropped it off and it took a good amount of time because I got there and it was handed to me and I could not get through to the customer. And it was somewhere that I couldn't just drop it. It was, it wouldn't be safe to drop the item. So it almost had to go back. $7.25 base pay, $1.50 customer tip. Said they were going to tip more because of how long it took them to get there and because it almost went back on them. I was there for, waiting for probably 20 minutes or so or close to it before they finally came and got their order. This was not a very good one. But anyways, let's go on. I like to try to make sure to take care of the customer, and I did get it dropped off. Really didn't want it to go back, even though I tried messaging them multiple times before, or at least a couple times. But as I was on the way, letting them know I was on the way, and I gave them an ETA. They didn't check their messages. I also tried to call multiple times on the way. They didn't answer their phone. Then I tried to call them multiple times. I don't even know how many times I tried calling to no avail. The thing that finally got them to come down is the place was able to finally get a hold of them, and they were able to get the customer to be able to get their items. So luckily we got that dropped off. Anyways, we got the next item that was also another winner. Back down, we got 8.7 miles for $7.50. That's one item. It wasn't too bad, especially with the one item. It was a lot better than the last order. Last order, though, it was only one item, too. So it really wasn't that bad if it didn't take forever to drop off. Anyways, that's 25. Okay, we got $7.50 on that one. No tip. And it was 2 hours total to make $25, making it about $12 an hour. Not so good. Anyways, I got hungry and I was just kind of annoyed that orders weren't going so well. So I was like, let's just eat some freaking food and relax for a minute. We got Wendy's. We got the chicken burger with cheese for about $6 after everything, with the chicken nuggets and the fries and the orange Coke. Orange cream Coke, that is. Pretty good, in my opinion. Wasn't too bad. Anyways, we got this one. Staples for only one item for 5.4 miles. I didn't really want to go south at that time. I wanted to stay where I was at or around that area. This one I probably should have done. Wasn't too bad. 11 items for 6.8 miles, $13.24. I was like, let's just go ahead and see what's on DoorDash. And so I turned on DoorDash right at 12 o'clock. And I was like, let's just see what happens in 4 hours to see if I actually get $20 an hour just staying on DoorDash, see if they even it out. And if I just only do DoorDash, and I'll go ahead and go through this of what happened on DoorDash. And I was making $12 an hour from that point. And it kind of stayed that way for a while. Anyways, I got this high paying offer, $5, 1.4 miles at Taco Bell. Not that bad of an order, especially because it was kind of quick. Still took minutes. Not really though. It took 20 minutes because of the 8 minutes I waited to actually get an order. $2 base pay, $3 customer tip. Good enough offer. But then we got this one that was, I thought it was to the same customer, and I got it confused, but luckily I didn't drop off both to the same customer. Anyways, 3.6 miles, $6.25 for Burgerville, USA, and Quiznos pickup. We got the first one dropped off, and it was $2.25 base pay and $4 for Burgerville. Yeah, we got both of them dropped off. So the second one, technically I made 25 cents off that order. Excuse me. Because on the first order, if it would have been by themselves, it would have been $2 base pay at the bottom for one order, and then $4 customer tip, making it $6. And then, yeah, so maybe an extra 25 cents. Could have been the same pay. It could have been $6.25 for the one order, all depending on the base pay. But yeah, I technically did a free order on Quiznos, as, yeah, it was only 25 cents more than the bottom pay of what I would have got for the one order at Burgerville, since they tipped $0 on that one. I think it's kind of lame how DoorDash works now, as, yeah, like I've said before, if you get 2 orders and they don't increase base pay at all, and there's 0 tips on both, it's going to be $2 for 2 orders compared to only $2 for one order. It's how DoorDash, actually makes money occasionally, as they do lose a lot of money on orders. That's why I kind of give them some slack on things like that. They've got to make some profits themselves, while also paying their drivers. It is kind of crappy and kind of, just kind of lame in my opinion, but kind of understandable. They can't keep losing money as they were. And from what I've understood and I've pulled up information, they're actually making a profit now. But at the same time, I am not making as much money as I have been, that's for sure. But whatever, let's get into the next order. We got this order, 10.1 miles for $12.75. This was a really crappy order. Royal Sushi and Teriyaki, and also Safeway. If you look at how I had to do the orders, go pick up the sushi. Then I had to go back up north to Safeway, shop those items, and then I had to deliver to the customer. And then we also saw this. This was pretty decent. 4.8 miles, $14.75 for 17 items. Not bad at all. But I was I was doing orders. I couldn't do that one on top of it. But yes, $10.75 base pay, $2 customer tip, and a $0 tip on the Safeway grocery. So technically, if I would have dropped that Safeway grocery, I probably would have only lost $4, and it would have saved me some time. But I'm trying to complete everything on this challenge. So, then we got another one that was $6, 3 miles at Zabdi's Teriyaki. Not a great order, just barely over $1 a mile, but I'll take it. $1 base pay, $2 customer tip, and for $18.75. Then we got this next one, almost $2 a mile, so this one's really not that bad. $6.63 for 3.4 miles. An alright order. $2.88 customer tip, $3.75 base pay. Anyway, so that makes us $25.38. And so I calculated it, and I was making about $10 an hour total between all orders for the time that I spent online. Not active time, not any time that I paused, but total time that I was actually logged into DoorDash. And it was, about $10 an hour. And I calculated... let's see here. What did I calculate? I'm not even thinking what I was doing there. I for some reason 60 divided by 3, which was 20. But then I also made this calculation. I can't even think of what I was thinking. 35 plus 25, 38. would be $60.38. That is what I'd have to get to be able to be at $20 an hour. That's right. 60 divided by 3 is $20. I have to make $60 to get up to $20 an hour. So at that point, how much I made before to how much I needed to make would be $35 orders. Calculating, I will have a $35 order coming most likely, or at least that's what they would have to get. Or at least between orders to actually get me back up to $20 an hour within the 4-hour mark. And I was thinking that would probably be the next order, but no, they sent me this one. $4 an hour, or $4 for 3.3 miles at Beanbags in Centralia. Still $1 a mile, not great, but still, it's all right. $1 customer tip, $2 base pay. And so I was still right about $10 an hour. And then this order comes in about what I was estimating I would need to make, but calculating, it wasn't calculating the other Beanbags order, which was only $4. So this actually puts me exactly what I was thinking I was going to make within that 4-hour window, which in my opinion, I'm starting to figure out the algorithm, at least when you accept everything. This one, $37.50, 6.1 miles, 23 items to shop, and 18 item pickup. Did take a decent amount of time, but it's about even, almost exactly to what I was thinking I should make. And it was a little bit more than Safeway said. $14.50 base pay, $10 customer tip, and $17 on the other one for tips. Pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the tips on that one. Pretty happy with that offer. And the reason why tips were hidden is on pickups. They do hide a certain amount over if you go over $2 a mile or whatnot, and or whatnot. But anyways, we worked. So we ended our dash at 3:49. So about, let's say 5 o'clock. We started at 9:30. So let's say 10 o'clock to 4. So that's 6 hours. That's about what we worked yesterday, including the time that we paused. And that's not including the time to the zone though, but still active or time that we were on, the actual app and logged in and online. We'll count that. So that would be about 6 hours. And let's go into DoorDash and let's pull up. And I only did DoorDash orders yesterday. I didn't make anything on Uber Eats and I didn't make anything on Instacart. But let's go ahead and show off what I made yesterday. In the little bit of time that I worked, we got these orders, right? Or those different time spots that we were online. Let's go ahead and calculate that at 25.25 plus, and then we got 11.25 plus, and then we got $70.88 equals 107.38 divided by 6 equals $17.89. I thought I made more than that, but then again, it was less from going to the zone. So I'm guessing I don't know. I thought it was technically better than that. Am I missing something? I'm not sure, but at least that's close to $20 an hour. Man, that was even worse than I thought. Let's calculate it at 5.5. Or maybe 5 hours. Maybe that's what I was thinking. Yeah, maybe it was actually 5 hours. I'm going to give DoorDash the benefit of the doubt, and I'll say 5 hours. So it was about 107 divided by 5 equals $21.40 an hour. Or 5.5. Yeah, let's say 5.5. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I don't know where I came up with my first calculation. I have no idea. Anyways, we're done with this video. Let me see if I can find out what it'll say, or the exact hours of yesterday. Like total. Let's go total. Maybe that's what I need to look at. It was 15 hours active time and 21 hours. Let's say 21 4:31. Man. I don't even know. Need to drink more caffeine in the mornings, I guess. Okay, so 431 divided by dash time of 21 hours. Let's say 21.25 equals, yeah, $20 total. That's where I was getting my calculation. So in total, they got me at $21 or $20 an hour, or right around there. Or if you count 21 hours, 431 divided by 21, $1.52, which is, yeah, about right. About $20 an hour, like I normally make. That's what I was thinking. They're probably basing it on the overall for the week, not just the day. And then we got active time of 15 and a half. If we're going by active time, that's 431 divided by 15.5. Divided by 15.5 equals about $28 an hour. And that's what I normally make, no matter if I accept or decline. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Sorry for going on for a while at the end there. This should have been a quick video, but whatever. Let's go into my stats and show you where I'm at, and then we'll end it. I need to figure out, why did my lights go out? There we go. Okay, so we are at 100%, 100%, 93%, 5-star customer rating with no excluded ratings. And we got 351 orders for the last 30 days. We're at 13,923. Just 77 orders to go until we hit 14,000 finally. And one thing I'm actually happy that I see, you might think it's a bad thing, but to me, it's a good thing. I got Pro Shopper still, 95%, 100% total items. We got the quality issue at 0.27%, which was those eggs. The reason why I say that's a good thing is I accidentally dropped the eggs, which I mentioned in another video, or I dropped the bag on one of the customers. I felt so bad about it, and I told him I'd go back to the store, or I told him, feel free to get a refund for damaged item because I've got plenty of room. I'm at 0%, so feel free to do that either way. And he's like, are you sure? He's like, I don't want you to have to go back to the store, but you sure that you can, it ain't going to hurt your account or anything? And I was like, no, I'm fine. I got 0%. I got plenty of room to work with. Make sure to get your free item. Not, it's especially since my complete bad there. And so he finally got it. I'm happy to see that. Anyways, we also 5,399 total shopping orders. And on my car now, we are at 20,036 miles. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. Sorry, I can't be very quick and concise. One of these days I'll figure it out. Bye for now, guys. Please thumbs up, share, comment, subscribe. We're going to get started on day 20. What day is it again? Man, I need a better memory. I think I said, let's see, last thing. Day 24 of accepting every order starting today. And again, I'm accepting every, it's per offer that I'm doing, not per time. At least on this one. We might try some per time occasionally, as I hardly do that. I figure I'll make more money if I'm, since I'm a pro shopper. But I don't think it matters anymore. I swear it's still per time on per offer now. And it can get even worse if you decline a bunch of orders. I don't know. That's just what it seems like to me. Anyways, please thumbs up. I think you said that. Bye, guys.